includes nerves that arise from central nervous system. There are two types of nerves that form peripheral nervous system. One is cranial, another one is spinal nerve. Cranial nerve are those nerves that arise from brain. While spinal nerve are those nerves that arise from spinal cord. There are 12 pairs of cranial nerve and 31 pairs of spinal nerves are present in human nervous system. These cranial and spinal nerve consist of two types of neurons. One is sensory neuron, other one is motor neuron. Sensory neuron. Sensory neurons are those neurons that carry message from receptors to the central nervous system. While message transferred from central nervous system to effector by the neuron which is termed as motor neuron. The pathway that is adapted by the sensory neuron to the central nervous system is termed as afferent nerve pathway. While nerve impulse transmitted from central nervous system to effector through motor neuron adopted a pathway that is afferent nerve pathway. These motor neurons carry messages to two different types of muscles, on the basis of which we have divided it into two types of nervous system. One is the autonomic nervous system, another one is the somatic nervous system. Autonomic nervous system. Autonomic nervous system are those nervous systems in which body control those organs that having smooth muscles, cardiac muscles or gland cells. That is not under the control of our will, which is also termed as involuntary nervous system. While somatic nervous system are those nervous systems that movement is in control of our will. That's why we term it as a voluntary nervous system. Involuntary or autonomic nervous system further divided into parasympathetic nervous system and sympathetic nervous system. Parasympathetic nervous system is a system that controls these muscles, that is smooth muscles, cardiac muscles and gland cells at the time of rest. While sympathetic nervous system is the system that controls smooth and cardiac muscles and gland cells at the time of stress and excitement. Here is a nervous system of man. Brain and spinal cord is the part of central nervous system, and the nerve that arises from this nervous system is involved in peripheral nervous system. When these nerves control scattered muscles movement, then this is termed as somatic nervous system. While if these nerves control movement of smooth, cardiac and cardiac muscles and gland is termed as autonomic nervous system, which is further divided into parasympathetic and sympathetic on the basis of the condition of the body. If the body is at rest, then this control is take place through the parasympathetic nervous system. While at the time of rest and excitement, the sinus, which is termed as postganglionic nerve and preganglionic nerve. In parasympathetic nervous system, preganglionic nerve is longer than postganglionic nerve, while in sympathetic nervous system, preganglionic nerve is shorter than postganglionic nerve. Another difference between parasympathetic and sympathetic nervous system is release of neurotransmitter. When nerve impulse pass through the preganglionic nerve and reaches to the synapse, then at this time neurotransmitter release, which is termed as acetylcholine. And this impulse carry to the effector and neurotransmitter that transmit impulse in the effectors. At this time, the same neurotransmitter released in the effector to perform the action, which is termed as acetylcholine. Means in parasympathetic nervous system, at the time of synapse between two neurons, as well as at the time of transmitting impulse from the neuron to the effector, are same, that is acetylcholine. While in sympathetic nervous system, when nerve impulse transmit from preganglionic nerve to the postganglionic, then at the time of synapse between two neurons, neurotransmitter is acetylcholine, but when these impulses transmit to the effector, then at this time neurotransmitter release, which is termed as epinephrine, norepinephrine or adrenaline. It depends on the type of effector and response. When these two types of nervous system carry messages to the different organs, then at the time of parasympathetic nervous system nerve impulse transmission, these organs respond differently than the time of excitement or stress. At the time of rest, when nerve impulse transmit to the different part of the body, show constriction of the eye, stimulation of the salivation, lungs show constant breathing, heart muscle moves slowly, stomach stimulate and digest the substances properly, liver show glycogenesis, means glucose stored within the liver for the further activities. Intestine, pancreas are also stimulated and perform its normal function, while bladder constrict and reproductive organ also stimulated at the time of rest. While at the time of excitement or stress, when nerve impulses transmit to the sympathetic nervous system, then at this time pupil of the eye dilate, while salivation inhibited, lung nerve arise and control intestine, pancreas, bladder and reproductive organ. While at the time of excitement or at the time of stress, the nerve arise from the thoracic region, control all these internal organ except kidney, bladder and reproductive organ that are under the control of the nerve that arise from the lumbar region. And control all these organs of the body. I hope you got an idea about the difference between sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system as well as about peripheral nervous system. In the next lecture, we will study about the flexation and different type of receptors that are present in human, from which stimulation grows from different part of the body to the